Hi everyone, and welcome to the first lowdown of the 2013-2014 winter. I'm excited to get started with these lowdowns. If you're a new member to us, or if you just haven't watched lowdowns in the past, what the lowdowns are is a weekly or bi-weekly video email that we're going to send you. All the golf staff will kind of participate in this, and it's just a way that we can communicate with you during the winter. When the weather gets cold outside, something to do to get you excited about golf, whether it's about golf instruction or rules that you may or may not know. Just a way that we're going to get in touch with you, send you some information, and try and keep you in the loop, get you excited about playing golf during the winter or about playing golf in the spring. So I hope you enjoy our series. When you see Jay in the golf shop, you have to thank him for doing the video. Today he's my cameraman, and I know Jay's excited about getting up in front of this camera and doing some stuff on his own. So the first lowdown, the topic today is going to be about low spinning wedges. I've had a lot of members ask me in the past about how to hit the shot that they see the PGA Tour professionals hit. When they hit a shot and the ball goes low onto the green and then, kind of stops on a dime. Maybe takes one hop, two hops, and then just spins. So that's the topic of today's lowdown, how to hit the shot, what are the characteristics of it, and what are the optimal characteristics of how to hit that shot. I do want to, before I get going here, I do want to give credit to a golf professional named Andrew Rice in South Carolina. I've read a lot of his information. He's done a lot of research with tour players regarding low spinning wedges and what are the optimal conditions to hit these shots. All right, first of all, let's get talking about just the characteristics of hitting good shots or hitting good wedge shots. I think most folks that take lessons know that one of the most important things we can do to hit any shot is hit down on the golf ball. So when we hit a shot, we want to feel like we have a descending blow into the ball. The club is coming down, hits the ball as the club is still moving down, divots slightly afterwards. Okay, we never want to feel like we're hitting up on a shot. If we hit up on a shot, the club will bottom out early, and the bottom of the club will hit near the top of the ball, and we hit a lot of blades and a lot of line drives. So one of the most important characteristics, here, is hitting down on the golf ball with a lofted club. So I'm going to use these aim rods to demonstrate this. This is the angle of attack. Okay, now the ball is right here in my hand. I want to feel like my club is moving down. The loft of the club meets the ball. Now the ball is going to start somewhere in relationship to the loft of the club. It's actually going to start somewhere in between this, but the ball height is going to be determined more by the loft of the club than the angle of attack. Now the distance between this, a lot of the people assume, is spin. The angle here is called spin loft. Now, a lot of people assume that the bigger the angle between the angle of descent and the loft of the club, the more the spin. That's only about half correct. It's important that we hit down on the ball. It's important that we have loft on the club to generate spin. But the bigger the difference does not generate more spin. There's another factor going into it, and that is called friction. Okay, and what friction means is how much of the club, how much of your wedge makes contact with the golf ball. That's the other factor in determining how much spin we're going to put on it. So I'm going to get a little closer to the camera here. And if you notice, I'm going to put this ball right here. When we have a very lofted club, not much of the club will make contact with the golf ball. The less lofted the club, the moment we hit it, more of the club will make contact to the golf ball. And when more of the club makes contact to the golf ball, that puts more friction on the golf ball. And therefore, it puts a little bit more spin on the shot as well. If you have things such as grass in your way here, that's going to put less friction on it. If you have dirt in your grooves, that will put friction on it. So some of the optimal things that we find when people are hitting golf balls and wanting to spin them is that these grooves are clean, that you're hitting the ball out of the fairway. There's going to be very little grass between the ball and the wedge. And the other thing is that you're hitting good golf balls like a Titleist Pro V1 right there. These balls will grip the face of the club better than a range ball will. Range balls will tend to bounce off a little bit too much. So we know that we have friction helps the ball spin, and creating a decent amount of spin loft will help the ball spin as well. But what are the optimal conditions that we found using Doppler radars to hit low spinning wedges? The optimal conditions are that we're actually hitting down the golf ball, but only about anywhere from about 1 to 3 or 4 degrees would be optimal. and that we have when we hit the golf ball about 43 to about 46 degrees aloft. That will produce a shot that goes low. That will produce a shot that spins quite a bit as well if you have a decent amount of speed on it. So when you go to hit the shot, you want to feel like you're getting down on it, but not necessarily like this, which would be about 20 degrees down on it. Okay. We want to feel like we're getting down on it, but as we're doing it from a very shallow angle. The club is almost going to hit a little grass at the tops of the blades that's coming into the ball. Okay. And we also want to feel that we have our hands in front. And that's the hard thing, I think, for a lot of golfers, is that not to flip that club and create that look at impact, but to have our hands in front. I'm using a 53-degree wedge here, a 53-degree Cobra wedge. But the moment I hit it, I want to feel like I have about 10 degrees taken off on it. A shallow angle of attack hitting down on it with my hands in front will produce optimal spin, assuming my conditions are right, assuming I can generate friction as well. That is good grooved wedges, clean grooves, no dirt, premium golf balls, and balls hit out of the fairway. Those will produce good spinning shots. Let's see if I can recreate it here for you. I'm getting rid of the range balls, putting a Pro V1 in my hand. I'm going to try to come in shallow with my hands in front, create a little divot, drive it low, spin it. That's when a lot give a hit short of the green and hit the bank in front of the green, so it almost just stopped on a dime right there. So it wasn't my best example, but I hope this video helps everyone understand how to hit low spinning wedges, and if you need help, call any of us in the golf shop. Thank you very much.